I always knew there was something wrong with Uryu. Ever since the 12th captain drugged him, he hasn't been the same. No wonder this irrelevant guy moved over to the bad side. I would as well if I fell off as hard as he did. Uryu had crazy potential in Soul Society. He better fix up in the anime. I bet his reason for leaving Ichigo's group was stupid. All he does is stare at Ichigo every time they face off nowadays. I bet Uryu's trying to think of a good excuse. This excuse will definitely take a couple of calls to get around to. I can already see through the lineup of villains in this arc that they're going to be on a different level of goofiness. Why can't I see a luchador chilling on a table by himself? And why is that woman luring horny boys into rooms to give them fatalities? That group right there looks insanely annoying. I already know their fights are gonna give me a headache. I bet that Kubo has a thing for femboys because Uryu drinking whatever the hell this is makes him look like a 40-year-old woman. And they paused on this picture for at least 5 seconds just so the idea that Uryu's transformation was properly drilled into your head. Shit had to be getting more masculine real fast, so Ichigo strips out of his robes to show off his future Yujiro back. Then the training and preparations begin. That part where Rukia casually picks up Kirinji's phone call in front of Renji was so funny. She doesn't even know Kirinji just added her to his harem. The 8th captain is just doing the right thing here by telling Ichigo's high school friends that Ichigo is simply better and won't be returning to the normie world again. But this NPC got in his feelings and tried to rough up the 8th captain. The level of condescension on the 8th captain's face is too funny. That NPC friend is like a little boy to him. I bet someone forced the 8th captain to tell these bozos about Ichigo because he looks like he really doesn't care. At least Ichigo's friends got free tickets to the Soul Society. That sounds amazing. It's literally a free holiday. If I was an NPC in Bleach, I just hope I'm Ichigo's friend so I can chill and explore the Soul Society. That sounds so sick. Are there any of you guys played Elden Ring? 20 minutes into episode 1, the whole setting changes into Caelid for probably 9 days. Caelid had me so paranoid, so I can definitely feel the pressure. So while I can feel this pressure, I'm just gonna make 5 predictions for the rest of this video. Fufuro's fights always go hard. He's got one of the best bankais out there, and his opponent is a fire user, so you know this is going to be an insanely badass fight from Toshiro. His ice is 100% gonna overpower Baz B, and I was correct. Toshiro cooked this guy with a lot of help from Rangiku, who was surprisingly useful in this fight. No one cares about that big fat guy and his little sister either. He looks so ugly. I wish that Quincy just speed blitzed him so I didn't need to see his stupid face. But of course Soifon had to get involved. Soifon is a bit of a weird person, I'm not going to lie. She definitely has some closet feelings about Yoruichi, and her Bankai is mid. If I wanted to use Soifon's Bankai, I would just go to the military and fire an RPG. That's literally all it is. She might beat this Quincy who stole her powers in a bullshit way, but I would predict that she's getting knocked out again. Never mind, I was completely wrong. Soifon low diffed this guy with some Shunko stuff, but it does look fire. There's no denying it. I guess she deserves this extremely rare W. Kurotsuchi is definitely gonna cook the life out of this Quincy. When it comes to prep time in Bleach, he's only second to Aizen. He's a decent character to be honest. I like how insane he is. I mean, look at him. He looks like a disco ball right now, and that disco ball is about to humiliate this Quincy. But then after further inspection, Kurotsuchi is just standing there menacingly as his opponent slowly leaves the premises. And this is where we come to the realization that all the fights we witnessed in episode 2 have barely begun. Tables have flipped over for now, so it's still possible Soifon might get knocked out and Toshiro will get his get back. After all, everyone's still bound to get their Bankais back eventually, so everyone just needs to hold out for now. But these Quincy's are for real using the captain's own Bankais against them. That's crazy. Worse than all those jumpings that the Jujutsu Kaisen characters are pulling off. These enemies are taking the saying by any means necessary to a whole new level. This doesn't change the fact that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, and that reaction lies within the power of these magic beans. I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, I'm never touching some beans that were made by these two guys. Toshiro and Soifon then destroy their opponents as they should, now that their powers have been restored. And then this luchador starts plummeting down from the sky with his own spokesperson. Look at this guy, he doesn't belong here. How is he existing amongst all these overpowered people? And where the hell did this spokesperson actually come from? He's built like Paul Heyman from WWE. This luchador is definitely extremely strong. His opponents aren't weak either, but these three dumbasses are probably gonna conceal their Bankais, which will make them lose when we could have gotten an interesting matchup instead. I really wish Ikako used his Bankai more. His Bankai is one of my favorites. It's kind of infuriating. Why are you losing a fight without using your full potential and not going all out for the sake of the Soul Society? At least they started realizing that the luchador was being followed around by some hybrid old man child when he starts giving the luchador a motivational comeback speech. The Squad 9 captain has to be one of the most irrelevant characters of all time. Is this his first time appearing on the show? I can't remember him at all. The same goes for the captain next to him as well. I almost didn't realize he was in the scene. What are these guys? One look at their faces and I already know that they're about to get knocked out within 2 minutes, and I was somewhat right. But to be fair, the Squad 9 captain has a really cool Bankai, but that superstar luchador's power is insane. Every time the little guy screams, the luchador gains a power up. This is some protagonist power or friendship type power. He's on the wrong side. But then the other captain fully decapitates this child and almost beats the powered up superstar until he ruptures his own ears just so he wouldn't be affected by the Bankai. That's some insane conviction, and now the superstar is beating 3 highly capable Soul Reapers and even 2 captains in one go. I got nothing but respect for him and James. They came up here to clean up the Soul Society and create an insane resume. So the King of L's, Renji Aburai, decided to make his annual cold appearance, which usually results in him getting his back blown out by the opposition. Every series has a Vegeta. Renji is Bleach's Vegeta. Every time someone hears Renji out of the words Zabumaru, we all know he's about to receive the ass whooping of all time. I swear Renji has never won a fight in the history of Bleach. Well, I see hope for him. Today is his time to shine. Actually, I really don't know. The other 2 captains' efforts to killing James and rupturing his superstar's eardrums were basically all in vain, because I don't know what the hell is going on, but James can reattach his body like it's nothing. So if he's okay, then Superstar is more than okay. These guys are way too OP. Superstar just keeps powering up and constantly spamming all these type of supernatural wrestling moves until he looks like a Street Fighter character. When all hope was lost, we came to the realization that Renji's Bankai has never respected him enough to tell Renji its own name, which makes sense to be honest, considering how much of a bozo Renji has been up to this point. No wonder Zabumaru didn't respect him. Anyways, Renji and his Bankai fixed their relationship problems in therapy. Now he's actually very strong because he eventually destroys Superstar. I'm enjoying all the tactics being used in the 1000-year Blood War. The structure has been really good so far for each episode. I like how we witness Ichigo's training throughout the end of each episode. It's a really clean way to execute Ichigo's training without it getting in the way of everyone's fights. We all know Shinji is one of the most goated characters in Bleach, so I'm surprised that he got folded so quickly by his opponent. What's even more surprising is the 7th Division captain's glow up. He should have shaved off all that hair ages ago. He can't fool us. We're familiar with his game. He was never a werewolf. He just had bad genetics, so the animator stopped Core 1 early to let the 7th captain get his surgery done. All jokes aside, Sajin is goated. You won't find many people putting their literal heart on the line to avenge someone they are indebted to, and his Bankai is amazing. It looks like a fusion between the Colossal Titan and the Omid Titan. That fight was definitely the best one in the season so far. I'm sad he got turned into a normal wolf just so that the obese dog could continue to live on forever. Unfortunately, he's not the main character, so he won't be killing you watch. Whenever Ichigo's dripped out in his 10 plus layers of clothing, you know he's gotten an insane power up. I still can't see Ichigo beating you watch in a way that's not by plot armor or bullshit writing, because Watch's powers are so stupidly overpowered. Every time a Quincy dies, he absorbs that power. There comes a point where being too strong just doesn't make sense for a certain person in the world of their own manga. It can lead to some tiresome dragged out arcs and fights as a result. That's probably going to happen when we get to your watch visit Ichigo. The 4th Ninja War suffered from this same problem as well. The writers just kept making Madara way more powerful than he needed to. It felt like the manga needed 200 plus chapters just to figure out a way to get rid of him, causing the fans to just be fed up with the arc by that point. Everyone just wanted the Ninja War to finish as soon as possible. Enough ranting, we've got more peak to cover. Every episode this season is outdoing the previous episode. Bleach fans are eating good because Rukia's fight was so peak. It had everything. great action, great emotions, and amazing character development. I think we can all agree that Rukia is the best female character in Bleach, so seeing her get this W was goated. There are so many things that I like about this fight, but one part of this fight that stood out to me is that Rukia would have lost without Byakuya's encouragement. I'd loved how Byakuya and Rukia's dynamic has developed over the course of the series, but this was an amazing big brother moment. He barely interfered in the fight, he just kept Rukia on the straight path by finally acknowledging her strength. I guess that's what makes Rukia's W so satisfying. Well, that and the fact that her Bankai looks amazing. When it comes to all the content that was being covered in Core 2, we all know everyone was hyped for Kenpachi vs Grammy, and that's because this fight is so over the top. Just like Grammy and Kenpachi, I was enjoying every minute of their fight, seeing Grammy conjure anything from steel to multiple machine guns just for Kenpachi to carry on cutting them like it's nothing was beyond satisfying. Both of these guys have top tier character designs and powers, which just makes this matchup even more perfect. When Kenpachi cut that meteor with Nozarashi, I was dying from peak fiction. It was such an amazing reveal. I thought the fight was gonna end right there, but then Grammy sent Kenpachi to Brazil. I generally don't know how Kenpachi got out of that situation, but I did not care because my adrenaline was at an all-time high. It was at this point where I knew that Kenpachi truly might be top 1 in the Bleach verse. Keep in mind he hasn't even used his Bankai yet. You're not ready for that. Kenpachi vs Grammy is truly a 10 out of 10 fight. People need to stop sleeping on Bleach because it hasn't fallen off. It's peaking right before our eyes. Kenpachi versus those 4 rats can be summed up in one clip.
I got jumped in LA by some pussy ass niggas. I mean, jump me, nigga. Nobody gave me the faith of a one-on-one, nigga. Nobody gave me the respect of a one-on-one.
He was getting destroyed understandably. After all, he just fought Grammy. But then that goated #1 OST started playing. You're gonna have to Google that song up if you want to listen to it right now, because I don't want a copyright claim. So Ichigo's using these 4 as a practice before he gets humbled by Yuwatch. And I just find it funny how the green haired girl keeps getting more dust on her, but every time she attacks Ichigo, he's just standing there with his light-skinned spiritual pressure, smiling at everyone, unfazed. One issue I have about Ichigo as the series goes on is that without his hollow mask, he's such a boring fighter. Every episode I watch, I see people using these over-the-top abilities in the 1000-year Blood War arc. So why is Ichigo such a plain fighter? His Bankai sucks as well. After he used it in Soul Society, it instantly stopped being cool. All he does is get his ass beat, then use Getsuka Tensho for the 1000th time. Where's Ichigo's move variety at? These 4 girls are throwing lightning, skeletons, monsters and gym equipment at Ichigo, and bro's just doing the same old shit. If relying on strength is going to be your main thing, then at least be entertaining like Kenpachi. Trust me, from here on out, we are going to witness so many top tier fights, and none of them will include Ichigo. Overall, Bleach is making the comeback of the century. This anime has a decent chance of being the best in the big 3 if the anime continues at this pace. See you in the next video.